live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're waking up to this morning on social. 2 state lawmakers in Tennessee are now working to make the Monday, yes, after the Super Bowl, a state holiday. Why not here in Ohio? This would replace Columbus Day on the calendar. If it passed, it would be the first ever holiday observing the Super Bowl. Now, Dayton Public, they're so smart. Off today, by the way.
Guess what? We will still be here.
This is true.
This is very true.
It's not like we're going to be able to actually take a day off.
Nope. James Cameron battling himself at the box office. Titanic just passed Avatar: Way of the Water again to become the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time.
A new video shows SpaceX Starlink satellites visible from Mercer County.
My mom was telling me about this. She saw it all over Facebook last
Okay, that
night.
is so creepy though, because it literally looks like a UFO.
That is creepy.
Ooh.
Weird. Now today's top story, from the national anthem to the halftime show and last kick of the game, Super Bowl 57 did not disappoint.
Yeah, certainly a thrilling night of football that ended with the Kansas City Chiefs lifting the Lombardi Trophy.
So to you, Coach Reed, your entire organization, those incredible players behind us, you are Super Bowl champions again. Congratulations.
Well, that was a celebration last night in KC as the Chiefs claimed their 2nd Super Bowl title in 4 years. Patrick Mahomes was named Super Bowl MVP.
You can't let the moment overtake you. I thought the guys did that in the second half, and they fought to the very end. That's all you can ask, is guys leave everything they have on the football field.
Meanwhile, the Super Bowl loss didn't stop some of the Eagles fans from rallying outside. This is a look at the streets of Philadelphia overnight. Yeah, lots of people out there setting off some of them fireworks.
Better than dumpsters on fire.
Amen to that.
And at the big game, UC Medical Center staff were honored alongside Bengals and Bills medical staff and Bills safety Damar Hamlin. This comes a month after Hamlin went into cardiac arrest at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati during a Monday night football game. He was revived on the field before being rushed to the hospital. He's still recovering.
And of course, love is in the air, and local businesses want to celebrate Valentine's Day with you.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live downtown with some date ideas. Alex.
You know what? Roses are red, violets are blue. Let me just tell you about all the fun things you guys can do. One of the ways you can celebrate Valentine's Day with your someone special is to come out to Riverscape Metro Park and go on a sweetheart skate. If you want to participate in something a little more chill, many local restaurants are offering special menus for Valentine's Day. Basil's on Market in Beaver Creek and Troy, Corner Kitchen, Chappie's Social House in Washington Township, the Amber Rose in Troy, and Firebird's Wood Fired Grill in Miamisburg are just a few options for you. Most restaurants are going to be closed today, but keep in mind you're going to have time for a romantic dinner for 2 anytime this week. I know my husband and I are not going to celebrate until this weekend. Some other options for you if you want to mix it up. Dayton Metro Library offering a variety of Valentine's Day fun and engaging programs for all ages. Neon Movies is hosting the You've Got Mail 25th anniversary screening. There's going to be movie, cocktails, and dessert. Eudora Brewing Company is hosting a couples paint night, which is, of course, a creative way to bond with your significant other. You'll paint a laser wood cutout that says, "I choose you," along with a beer and candy pairing. So really you kind of get a little bit of everything. And then if you want to do something where you just stay in, you could also send a Valentine to a child in the Dayton Children's Hospital. You share the love with kids in the hospital by sending a Valentine's Day coloring card. Now you can find the full list of all of the Valentine's Day date ideas, whether it involves going out or staying in, underneath the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com. Stay with us because we're going to have more fun options for you coming up. Live in Dayton, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Good morning, and it looked a little bit on the chilly side out there at the ice arena or the ice rink. 31 degrees right now in Dayton, 23 in Middletown. We've got 32 in Greenville, 32 in Wapakoneta, and 23 in Troy. So we do have a couple spots that have gone significantly colder than others. On the other hand, just about all of us, when you factor in the winds, well, it's down in the mid-20s. So effectively, it does feel like it's in the 20s this morning. Not a lot of wind here and there, but any type of wind in this environment will make it feel cooler. Now, for those that actually do have school, we are looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies during the morning hours. By the time we get towards 11, we'll be in the mid-40s. We do have maybe an isolated shower threat during the morning hours, but I would not expect rain. We are going to see better chances of showers and rain tomorrow. We'll touch on that, but first let's get you out the door this morning. We're so far so quiet on the roads. 75 is in good shape thus far. 35, 4 and 70 all seeing no problems.
Well, the U.S. military just shot down another object from the sky, this time over Lake Huron. Michigan Congressman Jack Bergman confirmed the news over Twitter. U.S. and Canadian authorities yesterday restricted the airspace over the lake as aircraft scrambled to stop and identify the object. This is now the fourth object taken down in North America in just the past week.
We now want to give you a live look at our nation's capital. Now, Dayton Congressman and House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner says the Biden administration needs to be more, quote, trigger happy with these suspected spy balloons, adding the administration waited too long to shoot them down.
I would prefer them to be trigger happy than to be permissive. But we're going to have to see whether or not this is just the administration trying to change headlines. But what I think this shows, which is probably more important to our policy discussion here, is that we really have to declare that we're going to defend our airspace, and then we need to invest.
Democratic leaders say the president waited to shoot down the first balloon until it was over open water. Officials say it was capable of monitoring U.S. communications and was part of a larger multi-continent Chinese espionage program. Now government officials are working to determine of all four objects' capabilities and purpose.
This morning, Dayton police could see the approval of new technology they say could help with quicker response times called Fusus. The department says, quote, the Fusus real-time crime center technology platform combines the use of public and private video streams with department-generated CAD data on a map-based interface, end quote. Now, of course, that means video from across Dayton could be analyzed in real time by the department and their software to help officers respond faster to active situations. Officials have met several times with community members to explain the technology.
There were citizens there, raised some really good questions. The hard thing with new technology is that this is an emerging technology, and so we don't have a lot of data. And so I think that makes everyone a little bit anxious because there's not solid data.
Now, some leaders say the new tech is concerning. The city is expected to vote on Fusus this coming Wednesday.
Our time right now is 5:08. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather's on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
A dodged bullet or a missed opportunity? I'm Christine Frizzell with new reaction to President Biden's decision not to sit down with Fox ahead of the Super Bowl.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Yesterday, I was outside on the grill at a point. I went out for a hike. It was a gorgeous day to be outside. And guess what? We're going to have a couple of other days where it's going to be really nice to be outside. Today and tomorrow have piqued my interest. Today, we are watching this weak little weather maker move its way through the central part of the United States. For us, I think it's going to be clouds early on. Maybe, and I do mean at the absolute most, 1 or 2 showers across the area. From there, the afternoon, evening is going to be relatively quiet, other than maybe just a stray cloud or two. The clouds will increase tomorrow early on. By the afternoon, we should be generally cloudy. Late stages afternoon, we could see 1 or 2 showers across the area, probably more than this morning, if we're being fair. The bulk of the rain would arrive, though, overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. Generally speaking, Wednesday is trending pretty dry, but again, we are going to be looking at the potential for a couple showers early on Wednesday and all that rain overnight, meaning Wednesday itself could be a wet day. As for today, 54 degrees. It's going to be gorgeous tonight, 32. We will have temperatures tomorrow in the 50s. Beyond tomorrow, we are looking at a couple of mild days, followed by one cool day on Friday. As for this morning, it's quiet, 75, 70, 35, and 4. All looking good. And again, we are going to see a couple people out on the roads. Some of us may be tired from last night. Just give yourself the a little bit of a heads up and give those cars extra room this morning.
Well, the Super Bowl, of course, had plenty of action and excitement, not to mention commercials that made us laugh.
But one thing it did not have, a presidential pregame interview. Dayton 24/7 Now's national correspondent Christine Frizzell with why we didn't see one this year.
It is a great honor and privilege to introduce President George W. Bush, who joins us from the White House Rose Garden.
A relatively new tradition, the Super Bowl presidential pregame interview was carried on by President Barack Obama, who twice sat down with Fox's Bill O'Reilly before the big game.
Do you deny that you're a man who wants to redistribute wealth?
Absolutely.
As did President Donald Trump, though in 2018 he opted out of an interview with NBC when that network was hosting the game. Last year, President Joe Biden did sit down with NBC, and back on Fox this year, there was hope from some he would keep the tradition alive. The White House insisting President Biden did agree to do an interview with Fox Soul, a streaming service that caters to Black Americans. But Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre tweeted Fox canceled the interview, a claim Fox appeared to dispute later, though the interview never happened.
Since becoming president, Joe Biden has not granted any interviews to Fox, the top-watched cable network, which is also often highly critical of his administration. Still, some are calling the decision not to sit down with them before the Super Bowl a missed opportunity.
Why in the world would a president who apparently intends to run again lose the opportunity to speak to 100 million people, which comprises Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and they want to see him look good?
Richard Vatz, Towson University professor of rhetoric and communication, says it could have helped President Biden with messaging.
I think he could have tied this to his unity theme, that I am the president of unity. And this is a perfect example of the country coming together with a great professional clash of two great teams who have fought all the way to the Super Bowl.
But between the response to the alleged Chinese spy balloon, a federal investigation into his son Hunter Biden's finances, and a myriad of Republican criticisms of the 46th president, some say he'll work on the messaging in his own way. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Our time right now is 5:16. Still to come, a super celebration. Rihanna's big performance turns into a big announcement. This ahead, her major news at the Super Bowl.
Good for her. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. We are starting out things with the pet of the day. This is Honey. Honey was sent in by Brandy. However, Brandy says that I believe it's someone else's dog, maybe a kid or something. Either way, Honey joining us this morning. And yesterday, what a great day to be outside with the dog. In fact, Saturday and Sunday, both days, I took walks with Valkyrie. Yesterday, tried to take a walk in the afternoon and evening, and she rejected that motion in favor of more Frisbee time in the backyard. And I'll tell you what, absolutely, I was all about that because the sunshine was out and temperatures were mild. Guess what? We'll do it all again. This after we start out with a few more clouds. By noontime, those clouds should be just about out of here and will be generally sunny across the area. Now, as for this morning, it's fairly quiet on the roads. Again, day after Super Bowl Sunday, everybody's probably tired, a little bit sleep deprived. You may want to give yourself just a little bit of extra room, but right for now, no major issues on the interstates.
Today's Number of the Day touches on ways the United States is helping Ukraine. A Scott Rasmussen national survey found 43% of voters say Congress should continue to provide funding and weapons to Ukraine. The survey found that 38% say Congress should not, while 20% are not sure. The survey also found that 55% of voters approve of the decision to send U.S. tanks to help Ukraine, and 44% would favor sending U.S. fighter jets. However, just 23% would favor sending American soldiers.
The number of Americans tricked out of their money through romance scams fell last year, but fraudsters still made off with a record $1 billion. Data from Comparitech found an estimated 73,000 people in the U.S. fell victim to a romance scam last year. That was a 10% decline from the year before. The analysts found an increase in the number of wrong number scams, whereby criminals text people claiming to know them. Well, Chick-fil-A is testing a plant-based sandwich with cauliflower. Chick-fil-A said its culinary team has spent 4 years developing the sandwich after guests told the chain they wanted more vegetables. Chick-fil-A tested mushrooms, chickpeas, and chopped vegetables, but kept going back to cauliflower for its mild flavor. And wood therapy is a form of massage that uses various handheld wooden tools. Practitioners of wood therapy claim it has benefits such as breaking down fat, promoting blood circulation, smoothing the skin, and reducing stress. However, wood therapy lacks scientific research. Information about it comes largely from the spas and clinics that provide it. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, you may have seen pregnant trending online after the Super Bowl halftime show as fans speculated singer Rihanna might be expecting. One of Rihanna's representatives confirmed she is pregnant. Now, she welcomed her first baby just last year. Last week in an interview, she said being a mother made her feel, quote, like she could take on the world. That is such a wonderful feeling, and good for her actually making that big announcement, you know, at the Super Bowl. It's kind of crazy. At first, I couldn't tell. And then as I started to get on Twitter, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
You know, looking back to when you were pregnant, do you think you could put on a Super Bowl halftime performance?
I mean, I don't know how far along she is, but if I was that size, yeah, not at 9 months, no.
I feel like that'd be so hard. That's a lot of energy to put out there.
If you're in the second trimester, you're good. First trimester sucks. Second trimester, you're living your best life. Third trimester is terrible.
I remember.
I'm just saying. Third trimester, I was a 500-pound sweaty fat man.
And hey, look at you now. You managed to do it. You did it. And there's only one sweaty fat man left.
That is true.
Two. There you go. Our time right now, 5:23, still to come.
Tomorrow is officially the day of love. Maybe you're celebrating with your significant other, or you're going out with the friends, having a Valentine's Day. Either way, there's tons of options for everyone. I'm going to take you through some of those date ideas coming up next.
In crisis in the classroom, just ahead, Dayton 24/7 Now's Mamie Baugh looks into restroom controversy impacting a local school district.
In today's Tech Bites, EV plans for one of the big three. Ford is reportedly set to announce plans for a $3.5 billion battery plant in Michigan. Automotive News says the company will reveal efforts to rapidly scale EVs to make them more accessible. Microsoft is reportedly planning to upgrade its Office apps with AI features, bringing the technology to Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook. The rollout is expected in the coming weeks. It would follow the company's recent launch of a chatbot version of its Bing search engine. And Coca-Cola has joined with the Chinese phone brand Realme for a co-branded device. The Realme 10 Pro 5G Coca-Cola edition is set to launch in India. It features a camera shutter sound that mimics the noise of a Coke can being opened. Now don't worry, the sound won't be that loud. It's more of a soft drink. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Theo's nose was cause for alarm, so Dad brought Puffs Plus lotion to save it from harm. Puffs has 50% more lotion and brings soothing relief. Don't get burned by winter nose. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
Make it a Valentine's to remember with a free piece of jewelry from Pandora.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social this morning. Onlookers capture video of a meteor as it streaked through the skies over England. It could also be seen from France and the Netherlands.
Very cool. Well, Team Fluff wins the Puppy Bowl. 2 dogs representing the Humane Society of Greater Dayton were on the winning team, so congrats to Juniper and Nugget.
In this Valentine's Day, you can write your ex's name in a litter box.
Come on.
And let adoptable cats go to town. The Humane Animal Friends Humane Society in Hamilton, not far from here, is offering the unique tribute for $5.
That is crazy to me. All right, well, our top story this morning, the Empire State Building turning red overnight, celebrating the new Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The big game came down to the final seconds, and the Chiefs and Eagles were tied with 11 seconds left when the Chiefs' Harrison Butker made a 27-yard field goal to give Kansas City the Super Bowl win.
We just challenged each other, man, to leave everything out there. And I don't want to say we played tight in the first half, but you didn't see that same joy that we play with. And I wanted guys to just know that everything we worked for is for this moment.
Well, in just minutes, Matt Digby will have a full breakdown of last night's game.
Well, crisis in the classroom this morning. A legal battle now brewing surrounding the Bethel School District. It has been 1 year since the school board started allowing transgender students to use the restroom that aligns with their gender identity.
It sparked a lot of controversy among the school board, parents, students, and community members. Mimi Baugh sat down with both sides and the ACLU that has now joined the federal lawsuit.
3 lawsuits have been filed, one in federal court. In that case, the court is reviewing a motion for a preliminary injunction. If that is granted, it will put the restroom policy on hold. Parents on both sides are just saying they want to protect their children. These are the signs, male or female, on restrooms. But it's not that simple.
It's so complicated because it's so close to the core of who you are.
It's a personal thing for everyone.
As young women, we're in vulnerable positions in there. We're in various states of undress.
It has the Bethel community at odds.
Especially a young female in school, that's a place where you feel safe, you feel comfortable.
The controversy centered around transgender students using the restroom that aligns with their gender identity, something Tobias Smallwood knows all about. Tobias uses the pronouns he and they. He was one of the students in the Bethel School District when the school board made the decision, but he's since left. Regardless of your personal reasons for leaving the district, would you have stayed otherwise, or would you still have left?
I think I would have left.
I feel a lot more comfortable now that he's at his new school district. He is clearly respected and heard.
In January, Bethel school board members changed the restroom policy. Kat Shuddy is one of many community members who asked the board to reconsider.
It's the responsibility of the one needing special accommodations to have those special accommodations, not make everyone else accommodate to them.
Now it's become a legal issue with 3 pending lawsuits. Shuddy isn't a plaintiff, but she's been helping with the cases. One lawsuit is filed in federal court, which is against the school district and school board members. Parents upset with the policy and how it came about filed it. The ACLU of Ohio is representing a transgender student at Bethel High who is a defendant.
This is a lawsuit brought by a group of people who want to restrict the access of transgender students to the communal restrooms and basically to require them to only use single occupancy restrooms. So what we're hoping to get out of this is essentially an arrangement where students are treated fairly and equally.
According to these federal court documents, parents claim the policy was changed in secret by the school board members, violating the Ohio Meetings Act. They also highlight religious beliefs, saying it's driving students who are Muslim and Christian to hold their urine and avoid using the restroom if at all possible. Plus, they claim that the policy goes against the 14th and First Amendments. I took this lawsuit to UD Law professor Tom Hagel, who reviewed it.
One of the big questions is under federal law, you are transgender students members of a protected class. And if it's considered that they are, then they may have standing in regard to their complaints.
Could this case set a precedent? We know we're seeing this happen all across the country when it comes to restrooms.
Oh yes, because this is one of those issues that is not going to go away. It's because again, there is a strong movement in the United States to expand rights of individuals, and that includes rights of individuals who identify, for example, as a member of a gender that is different from what they were born with. It's a controversy that ultimately, quite frankly, I think is going to end up either this case or some case like it in the U.S. Supreme Court.
But way before that, Hagel says if a judge finds that the school board violated the Ohio Meetings Act, the policy will not stand. Is there a concern that it may be coming off that people who are against this policy may be transphobic?
That is a concern, and that is something that we have all been accused of. And I think it's also been used as an intimidation tactic towards the other children. And that's not the issue. It's not an issue about transgender people at all. I've been heavily involved in the gay community.
I did reach out to the school district to ask if there have been any issues with students regarding the restrooms, but the interim superintendent did not give me an answer. According to this police report, on January 12th, the school resource officer had to intervene during a commotion in the girls' restroom because 2 transgender students were using it. The school resource officer says the female student was upset. Miami County Dispatch confirms that there have been other incidents involving the restrooms.
It's causing a lot of issues to accommodate the minority of people, and it's just not fair to everyone.
If you could say anything to any of those parents and some of those students that are a part of this lawsuit, what would you say?
The world is changing, and it's a world that may or may not be how you like it, but you have to ask yourself, who are you hurting just because you want to protect your kids? Are you protecting your kids, or are you just trying to use that as a defense to hurt others?
Because you're someone's kid too, right?
I'm me at the end of the day. Doesn't matter if I'm trans or not.
I think a parent, at their core, when their child is born, wants their child to be safe and wants them to be successful. And you love them unconditionally.
Both sides saying they just want the best for their children, but disagree on what that means.
We both want safety and security for our children, but at what cost? Do the other children have to sacrifice their safety and security for my child or your child?
I did reach out to the school district for comment on the lawsuit. It says it does not comment on pending litigation.
All members of the Bethel School Board have been named in the lawsuits, except for one, Jessica Franz, who has left the board. Community members say she was the only one trying to make sure both sides were heard. I did reach out to all the current school board members. I only heard back from one, who tells me that under advice from legal counsel, they cannot comment. I also reached out to the acting superintendent. He said the same. Back to you.
Good morning. Here's the view right now as you look over Dayton. It is a morning where we're just pretty quiet, to be frankly honest with you. We do expect today to be by and large a sunny day. However, the front half, and in particular between 9 and 10 a.m., we'll be looking at some cloudy skies. It'll clear out during the second half day, and then from there, somewhere in the low to mid 50s, depending on where you are. By and large, again, the sunshine will be out for that afternoon, evening, making it fairly comfortable for this time of year, and frankly comfortable in the just about any time of year, although maybe a touch on the cooler side for some of us. As for this morning, here's what it looks like as you begin your morning commute. No major issues on 70, 75, 35, or 4. We are continuing to just see traffic pick up here over the last half hour or so.
Do I really have to say this? You melt my heart like butter in a hot pan. Who did that to me? Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, but some have already started getting into the spirit of love. Alex.
That is so sweet. Wow.
And look at her face. She knows she set me up.
Alex Greene has some date ideas for us this morning. That was a great line, Alex.
Thank you. You know what? We're just getting into the love, the mood of love, getting excited for Valentine's Day. My husband and I are not celebrating it tomorrow, but probably this weekend. We're just gonna have a little date night at home. But if you're looking for something a bit more active, you can come here and get a sweetheart skate in with your, sweetheart, considering it's called Sweetheart Skate, here at Riverscape Metro Park. Also keep in mind the way to someone's heart, Elise, is through their stomach. You can visit a local restaurant for a romantic night with your partner. Enjoy a 3-course meal at Fleming's Steakhouse in Beaver Creek, Smith's Boat House Valentine's Dinner for 2 in Troy, or the Caroline, the Florentine Valentine's Day specials in Germantown, and Rip Rap Roadhouse in Huber Heights. So many different options all throughout the Miami Valley. While most restaurants are closed today, you can either head out tomorrow evening for actual Valentine's Day, or of course you can enjoy it really anytime throughout the week or this weekend. Also some other options for you. Dayton Metro Library is offering a variety of Valentine's Day fun and engaging programs for all ages. Neon Movies is hosting the You've Got Mail 25th anniversary screening. So you got that Valentine's Day movie, cocktail, and dessert. Eudora Brewing Company is hosting a couples paint night, which is obviously a great way to bond with your significant other. You'll paint a laser wood cutout that says, "I choose you." And of course, you're going to have some beer and candy as well. Dayton Children's Hospital. You can send a Valentine to a child in the hospital. You can share the love with kids in the hospital by sending a Valentine's Day coloring card. So many different ways to just share the love and get excited with your significant other, or maybe not even your significant other. Maybe you do it with your friends. Different ways that you can just still celebrate Valentine's Day. I know a lot of people don't believe in it, but it's still just a way to share the love with the people in your life. You can find the full list of options underneath the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com. Stay with us as we're going to talk about more date ideas. Make sure you're taking notes this morning. Coming up next, live in Dayton, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Our time right now is 5:40. Don't forget, you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather, of course, on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials. Don't make me read mushy things.
It shows you have a soul.
No.
The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles play an instant classic. Just had Matt Digby has highlights to Super Bowl 57.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
We are looking at right now temperatures at 31 in Dayton, 22 in Troy. So there are some really cold spots, at least relatively cold. Troy and Middletown actually closer to the average this time of year than we are here in Dayton or just about anywhere else, where temperatures, generally speaking, within a few degrees of the freezing mark. And that goes for a lot of the areas out to the west where we're in the mid to upper 30s. A couple of spots further to the south are actually cooler. So it does seem like the warm air has now moved into the western part of our area and then will overspread us. Now, if you're putting the kids on the bus, if you do have a bus stop, we are looking at temperatures low 30s, giving way to mid to upper 30s. And by the time we get towards 11, we should be well into the 40s. That's about the time that the sun comes out. And then from there, it is going to be a really comfortable afternoon and evening.
Our time right now, 5:45. Caught on camera. Bird on the run. In minutes, the wild high-speed chase and how it ended for police. Somehow I feel like this is like the Road Runner and the Coyote.
Beep, beep.
Meep, meep.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Meep, meep.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Hello, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. The 2-week wait is not always easy between conference championship games and the big game, but that wait ended Sunday, and you could argue that for the most part, Super Bowl 57 was compelling to watch. History before the game, an all-female flyover during the national anthem with Navy aircraft, very cool to see. Eagles opened the scoring, but on the Chiefs' first drive, Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce for 6. Both teams scoring touchdowns on the opening drives. It's 7-7 after 1. First play of the second quarter, Jalen Hurts with time to throw. A.J. Brown gets a step on the defender and makes the reception. Eagles are back in front 14-7. And then Philadelphia gets the ball back. They're near midfield, but a fumble on this play. Nick Bolton picks up the loose ball and runs untouched into the end zone. That would tie the game at 14-all, but the Eagles stay unfazed. Hurts with a run up the middle for his second rushing touchdown of the game. Philadelphia adds a field goal. They lead 24-14 at halftime. However, in the second half, Kansas City comes back to take the lead. Mahomes finding Sky Moore open for a touchdown that puts the Chiefs up by 8. The Eagles respond to tie the game at 35-all, but after a debatable defensive penalty on Philadelphia, Harrison Butker from 27 yards. No late miracle for the Eagles as Kansas City wins 38-35, their second world championship in 4 years. That'll do it for sports. I'm Matt Digby.
Good morning. Here's what's going on across the country. It's actually fairly quiet across the entire country, considering not a lot of rain through the central part. We aren't looking at too much in the way of rain for today, but it is conceivable that there are 1 or 2 showers. The best chance of rain over the next 36 hours is going to be Tuesday night into Wednesday. I don't think that's going to be a huge system. Now on Thursday, this is going to be much more of I would say, a decent sized system. Periods of rain are likely, and what we're going to actually have to watch out for is there is the potential for some thunderstorms during the day on Thursday. Thursday is going to be mild. Wednesday will be the warm day, but Thursday temperatures will be warm enough that, again, thunderstorms are possible. It is conceivable. Given the right set of condition, we could actually see a couple of strong thunderstorms. Now, that's a lot of speculation, but it's something that we actually have to consider, which is a little bit atypical for February this time of year. You're usually thinking, okay, snow systems, right? At least in my mind. Temperatures today, 54 degrees, early clouds that will become sunny. Tomorrow, 32. Again, a few morning clouds with those showers moving in during the second half of the day. Tomorrow will be significantly more cloudy. Wednesday, it turns windy. Then for Thursday, again, we're dealing with the rain and potential for some thunderstorms. Significantly cooler for Friday. Saturday and Sunday temperatures return into the 40s and eventually into the 50s. Now, as for this morning, it's been fairly quiet all across our major highways and interstates. 35, 4, 70, 675, 75. No issues have been reported. Let's see what's going on across the state.
Well, good morning to you on this sleepy Monday after the Super Bowl. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. If you're coming to Columbus this morning, things are moving nicely, smooth sailing across the board. Right now, no alerts to talk about. Those 70 eastbound lanes moving all the way into downtown Columbus with ease. If you're going to be going up to the north, maybe you're heading to Dublin this morning, things are also doing well on 270. And of course, over here, that route to the airport, 670 eastbound lanes also clear for you. I'm Katie McKee with your Triple Team Traffic.
Our time right now, 5:51. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Michael Strahan's all-access Super Bowl interviews.
Did doctors ever come to you and say, you know, this could have gone another way?
First, Michael's going one-on-one with Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin on his remarkable recovery, made even more poignant by this moment at last night's game.
Buffalo Bills safety, Damar Hamlin.
And then it's all about Rihanna.
A lot of your fans, you know what they want.
More.
They want more. They want a new album. They want new music.
I know.
Can you update us on that?
Before her showstopper, she opened up to Michael about performing once again in front of all of the lights. One morning, 2 big interviews. It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Everything.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. In my Ozempic Trizone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with the sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
You may pay as little as
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Well, I've stepped outside and I can tell you this much from the Watson's Weather patio. It's not too shabby out here, you know. I have a jacket on, I have suit pants on, and the suit pants themselves, it's a little on the cooler side. But overall, for this time of year, it could be a whole lot worse. Now, that being said, we are going to see a lot of mild temperatures ahead. So effectively, this may be one of the cooler mornings. Now, as for today and tomorrow, we're basically going to still be in the mid-50s. By Wednesday, we'll be well into the 60s, maybe even approaching 70 degrees. Thursday seems to be the line of demarcation between mild and then kind of a back to reality. Hey, we're still in winter. We can get cold. Friday, temperatures will be in the mid-30s. Then we'll rebound for the weekend, but again, it's a mild start to this week with temperatures taking a one-day retreat back down into the 30s. That's for the daytime highs.
An odd police chase in Massachusetts turned a lot of heads last week. Officers chasing a runaway emu named Mallory that can really move.
It can do about 35. So she was flying. She ran all the way up to the intersection and then cut into a field.
The owner thinks a wild animal likely caused Mallory to jump over her 6-foot fence. After about 3 hours, police corralled Mallory in a shopping center parking lot. The owner says he is going to raise the fence around the bird's pen by about 2 feet.
Interesting. Well, a look at the ZooMiami.org here behind me. The zoo is a new addition, and the pictures are creating quite the buzz online. Cuteness alert! Oh, look at those bebes, 3 newborn otters. The zoo says that the North American river otter pups appear healthy. Their mom, Zinnia, is taking very good care of them. They include 1 female, 2 males, and they're as tiny as they are adorable. They weigh about 150 grams. North American river otters can survive in the wild about 10 years under human care. They can actually live twice as long.
Oh, I love otters so much.
I know, they're so cute.
Coming up on ABC 22 in the morning at 6.
We are feeling the love this morning, and we hope you are too. We're going to be talking about date ideas for Valentine's Day coming up next.
And a few popular spots in the Oregon District get new ownership. At 6, the buildings bought and the plans for the aging infrastructure.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social. 2 state lawmakers in Tennessee are now working to make the Monday after the Super Bowl a state holiday. I am all for this. Bring it to Ohio. It would replace Columbus Day on the calendar. If passed, it would be the first ever holiday observing the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I woke up this morning still full from the wings I made. I'm like, I need more
sleep time. Oh, you actually did something like that? We just ate leftovers.
Oh, yeah. I smoked wings.
Oh, yeah, no,
I was on it.
I just ate leftovers.
That's easier.
It's
I should
fine.
have done that. James Cameron battling himself at the box office. Titanic just passed Avatar: The Way of the Water to once again become the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time.
Crazy. And new video shows SpaceX Starlink satellites visible from Mercer County. This is actually from one of our freelance meteorologists, Nick Dunn. He's the guy that kind of posted that video.
What's creepy is that they're all in like a straight line. That's weird to me.
That's what's so weird. I think it's a cover-up. UFO. I'm going UFO.
Oh, here we go.
The aliens.
Now, to our top story. From the national anthem to the halftime show and the last kick of the game, Super Bowl 57 did not disappoint.
Certainly did not. A thrilling night of football that ended with the Kansas City Chiefs lifting the Lombardi Trophy.
So to you, Coach Reed, your entire organization, those incredible players behind us, you are Super Bowl champions again. Congratulations.
Now that was a celebration you're taking a look at in KC as the Chiefs claim their 2nd Super Bowl title in 4 years. Patrick Mahomes was named Super Bowl MVP.
You can't let the moment overtake you. I thought the guys did that in the second half, and they fought to the very end. That's all you can ask is guys leave everything they have on the football field.
Meanwhile, the Super Bowl loss didn't seem to stop Eagle fans from rallying outside. Take a look at the streets of Philadelphia. Overnight, people, they crowded the streets and sent off some fireworks.
And at the big game, UC Medical Center staff were honored alongside Bengals and Bills medical staff and Bills safety Damar Hamlin. This comes after a month after Hamlin went into cardiac arrest at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati during a Monday night football game. He was revived on the field before being rushed to the hospital. He's still recovering.
Well, love is in the air and local businesses want to celebrate Valentine's Day with you.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live downtown with some date ideas. Alex.
That's right. And just as a warning, we're going to be cheesy all morning long because roses are red, violets are blue, and there are so many fun things for you to do for Valentine's Day. One of those ways to celebrate is here with your someone special. You can come out to Riverscape Metro Park and go on a sweetheart skate. If you want to participate in something a little more chill, many local restaurants are offering special menus for Valentine's Day. Basil's on Market in Beaver Creek and Troy. Corner Kitchen, Chappie's Social House in Washington Township, the Amber Rose in Troy, and Firebirds, Wood Fired Grill in Miamisburg, all celebrating this special day. Most restaurants are closed today, but you'll have time for romantic dinner for 2 anytime this week, so you could try to go out tomorrow for Valentine's Day or maybe this weekend. Some other ideas for you if you're trying to maybe be a little bit make it a little bit more of a cheap Valentine's Day. Dayton Metro Library is offering a variety of Valentine's Day fun and engaging programs for all ages. Neon Movies is hosting the You've Got Mail 25th anniversary screening. So you get the movie, you get the cocktail, you get a dessert. Eudora Brewing Company is hosting a couples paint night, which is, of course, a crafty way to bond with your significant other. You'll get beer and candy pairing as well, so that'll be really fun. And then if you want to maybe have a relaxing night at home, but you still want to find a way to get into the Valentine's Day mood, you can send a Valentine to a child in the hospital at Dayton Children's. You can share the love with kids in the hospital by sending a Valentine's Day coloring card. So just really so many different options for you throughout the Miami Valley. You can find the full list of options underneath the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com. And of course, chime in your dates, your Valentine's Day dates, whatever you're doing. Feel free to share it with us because we want to get in the Valentine's Day mood with you as well. Live in Dayton, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Whatever the equivalent of bah humbug is to Christmas, I think that I am the perfect example of that to Valentine's Day. I'm just throwing it out there. As for today, we are starting a little bit warmer, 5, 10, even close to 15 degrees warmer. We are looking at temperatures starting out this morning, 20s and low 30s. It's a morning where, frankly, it's not that cold outside for this time of year. We do have wind chills in the 20s, but, you know, just because it's not cold outside for this time of year, it doesn't mean it's not cold. Obviously, it's still winter time, although you basically look at the forecast and go, it almost feels early-ish stage spring. 32 for this morning, giving way to mid to upper 30s, low to mid 40s by the time we get into the late morning hours. And note that sunshine coming out later on today will be into the 50s. Now, as for this morning, right for now, no major issues on the interstates or our major highways. Haven't seen any type of tie-ups or concerns so far this morning, but it is the day after the Super Bowl. Everybody's a little bit more tired, so they want to just take it easy on the roads this morning.
Well, the U.S. military just shot down another object from the sky, this time over Lake Huron. Michigan Congressman Jack Bergman confirmed the news over Twitter. U.S. and Canadian authorities yesterday restricted the airspace over the lake as aircraft scrambled to stop and identify the object. This is now the 4th object taken down in North America over the last week.
Dayton Congressman and House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner says the Biden administration needs to be more, quote, trigger happy with the suspected spy balloons, adding the administration waited too long to shoot them down.
I would prefer them to be trigger happy than to be permissive. But we're going to have to see whether or not this is just the administration trying to change headlines. But what I think this shows, which is probably more important to our policy discussion here, is that we really have to declare that we're going to defend our airspace, and then we need to invest.
Democratic leaders say the president waited to shoot down the first balloon until it was over open water. Officials say it was capable of monitoring U.S. communications and was part of a larger multi-continent Chinese espionage program. Now government officials are working to determine all 4 objects' capabilities and purpose.
So 7, don't forget your headlines are scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Looking for answers, questions on safety remain in East Palestine. In minutes, the meeting scheduled this week and what officials are telling the village.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. We do have some clouds now strolling across the area, but in terms of heavy-duty weather or the type of weather that's going to produce a lot of rain, I don't think this is going to be it. It's conceivable that we do pick up perhaps a stray shower later on this morning somewhere across the Miami Valley, but your overall risk at any given location is quite low, but I just can't completely rule it out. Now, as for the latter stages of the morning, it's in the low 40s. So this is one of those mornings where once you get past the morning, there's no threat of rain. In fact, there's probably no threat of actual clouds across the area. We are looking at sunshine up until we get into, well, nighttime, obviously. But tomorrow morning, there will be a few clouds, a few more clouds afternoon, evening, with the next line of rain arriving afternoon, evening. Then from there, it's periods of rain. So I would say today it's by and large sunny. Tomorrow, more clouds than sun with an afternoon, evening shower possible, but the bulk of the rain would arrive more after dark. As for this morning, it's fairly quiet all across the board. Haven't seen any issues, whether on 75, 675, 35, or 4.
Our time right now is 6:11. A few popular spots in the Oregon District getting new ownership. In minutes, the buildings bought and the plans for the aging infrastructure.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
We now know Attorney General Dave Yost will personally oversee the investigation into a reporter's arrest last week in East Palestine.
You guys, he's a national correspondent. You cannot do this.
News Nation correspondent Evan Lambert was pushed to the ground, handcuffed, and arrested last Wednesday while covering Governor DeWine's news conference. Prosecutors asked the Attorney General to handle the case because it involved multiple state agencies. Lambert faces charges of criminal trespassing and resisting arrest. He's scheduled in court February 23rd.
A town hall is expected to be held in East Palestine on Wednesday following that fiery train derailment, which led to a, quote, controlled release of hazardous materials. Now, people who live there are still concerned about their safety. Mayor Trent Conaway says that city officials will do everything they can to keep everyone safe. Plans are also being made for home air quality screenings. They say the upcoming town hall, anyone can ask questions and get answers.
Here's what we're looking at this morning. A gorgeous view as you look over the city of Dayton. Sometimes it's just good for a step back and take it all in. I would say it's one of those mornings where it's going to be a little bit more cloudy, but once we get past the morning commute, I think it clears out nicely. So if you're planning on, let's say, doing lunch and walking down the street, it's a gorgeous afternoon for that. If you don't have a kid in school, want to get them outside, pretty nice for the playground. Not bad for those that are walking the dog or for maybe just stepping outside and getting a little bit of yard work done. Either way, temperatures mid-50s today, and I think for tomorrow we'll do it all again. Now, that being said, we will see those early clouds and then it becomes sunny. Tonight will stay generally clear up until we get in the morning, so it's almost like tomorrow will start out just about as cloudy as we are right now. Difference is it gets progressively more cloudy, and we could deal with a couple of showers late. Yes, there may be one or two in the area, but those would be the exception rather than the rule. Tomorrow, it's going to be just a few showers here and there, but then the rain starts to move in overnight into Wednesday. Should wrap up by Wednesday. Wednesday, the big storyline, very mild, but also very windy. Thursday, we are tracking the next big weather maker. That one's going to provide for a chance at not only rain, but actually for thunderstorms as well. So we'll have that to look forward to and a cooler day Friday. Meanwhile, it hasn't been a busy morning commute here across the area. Haven't seen any issues locally. Let's go ahead and check on what's going on around the state.
Good morning. If you are commuting from Dayton down to the Cincinnati area, I do have a new area of construction that will affect 71 southbound in the late night, overnight, and early morning hours starting this week. And that will be 71 southbound at the Snyder Road overpass. It's just south of Fields Erdel Mason Montgomery Road. We'll see nightly lane closures that'll start with a single lane closure and then at about midnight go to double lane closures, and those could last until 6 a.m. So keep that in mind, and that's scheduled to last through February 26th. We'll be watching. I'm Jen Dalton with Triple Team Traffic. Have a good week.
Well, good morning to you on this sleepy Monday after the Super Bowl. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. If you're coming to Columbus this morning, things are moving nicely, smooth sailing across the board. Right now, no alerts to talk about. Those 70 eastbound lanes moving all the way into downtown Columbus with ease. If you're going to be going up to the north, maybe you're heading to Dublin this morning, things are also doing well on 270. And of course, over here, that route to the airport, 670 eastbound lanes also clear for you. I'm Katie McKee with your Triple Team Traffic.
Topping this morning's Dayton Business Journal headlines, a prominent Dayton developer has bought 3 properties in the Oregon district, creating more commercial space and renovated apartments. Woodard Development purchased the Johnston Building, Schaefer Building, and former United Business Service, all on East 5th Street or South Jefferson. Now, the Schaefer Building houses Corner Kitchen, Press Coffee, Hart Mercantile, and others. The iconic buildings were all built in the early 1900s, so this will breathe new life into the aging infrastructure. To read more about this story and others like it, head to Dayton247now.com. Click on the News tab and select Dayton Business Journal.
If you're like me and you thrive on things like Dr. Pimple Popper, cat bite abscesses will be right up your alley. At the veterinary clinic, we probably see 1 or 2 of these a week, generally in indoor-outdoor cats that get into scraps with other cats in their area. Abscesses happen when the bite wounds heal over on the surface, trapping infection into deeper tissues. Pus will start to form in the infected tissue, and the affected kitty will generally become febrile, inappetent, and lethargic. Eventually, the abscess will rupture, resulting in pus oozing from the wound. Abscesses generally require veterinary intervention, which entails flushing and cleaning the wound, as well as antibiotics and, in most cases, an anti-inflammatory medication. In very severe cases, they might require surgical intervention, but in my experience, this is often not the case, and medical management is sufficient. Connect with us at our station website by looking up For Pet's Sake. We'd also love to see your favorite pet moments that you can share with our community. Go to our news app, click Explore, chime in, and upload your pet-tastic photos.
6:20 is our time right now. Digital producer Max getting your week started with a poll question just ahead. We're going to jump on Facebook and read your responses.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Auto Matters is sponsored by Chevrolet of Troy.
Before loading up the family truckster, take a few minutes and give it a once-over. The adage is right on. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Luckily, we've got partners here in town who can help with pre-trip service. Get an oil change, tire rotation, have the alignment and brakes inspected. Any leaks? How's the air conditioning? Don't forget to check the light bulbs too. I mean, honestly, these are all typical service items. But before you travel, they're even more crucial. And they're a lot easier to fix before you leave town. Heads up though, plan your service in advance of your trip. Lots of other folks are having our trusted car care pros do the same to their vehicles too.
A better kind of used at the all-new Chevrolet of Troy with grand opening specials on a big selection of certified pre-owned Chevrolets and a large variety of other brands. You'll find the vehicle you're looking for. It's all at Chevrolet of Troy's grand opening.
Good morning. We're going to start things out with our pet of the day. This is Honey. Brandy sent this in, and Brandy in the notes actually mentioned that this may be someone else's dog. I wasn't sure. They didn't say exactly who it was. They gave us two names. But I think that either way, whether it's your dog, a neighbor's dog, or a friend's dog, it's going to be gorgeous to really walk them as you get into the afternoon, evening. Relatively gorgeous, I should note. I mean, it's going to be in the 50s, so it's not like we're talking 60s and 70s, not quite yet. But one thing we won't have is a lot of cloud cover. We won't have a lot of wind. It's going to be a nice day overall for this time of year. And I'll tell you what, yesterday and Saturday during the mornings, it was quite a bit colder. Once it got into that afternoon, evening, it got a lot nicer. This morning, we're not going to start as cold, so even your morning walks aren't going to be quite as bad. As for the morning commute, though, well, it's been fairly quiet this morning. Of course, the day after the Super Bowl, everybody tired slash maybe a little bit hungover. We'll see about that, but you know what? It is just a morning where things are looking pretty good across the area, so at least no major concerns traffic-wise this morning.
All right, our digital producer Max standing by. Well, hello there, young buck. You look awfully handsome today in that new shirt.
Love is in the air, Nathan.
There you go. And you got the strawberries out and proud and excited to go.
So where's the chocolate to go with it?
Got to dip them in it.
Max is the chocolate. He is the sweetness.
Hey. So anyway, yeah, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I'm also very tired from the Super Bowl, so let's keep today kind of low-key. What are you doing tomorrow for Valentine's Day?
Nothing.
Yeah, these two are like...
Well, let me put it this way. So, like, we spent the weekend. I made my wife a filet mignon on my smoker on Saturday. That was about the extent of what our Valentine's Day plan was. And they were on sale at Sam's, so that's the only reason I got that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
gotta love the sale at Sam's.
And the only other thing we did was we actually made a Valentine's Day box for my son, who's in kindergarten, and helped him fill out all of his Valentine's.
That's cute.
He got SpongeBob ones.
Yeah, I will probably do something fun for the kids, like I don't know what, but maybe like heart-shaped grilled cheese or something. But yeah, I don't really do anything. I bought my husband a card, and it's funny. It's not even like romantic.
I was going to say, you bought a card though, like you. That's
well, only because I went to brunch yesterday, and we went to Hart Mercantile, and I bought a card there. That's the only reason.
Well, Nick, I see you commented your plans. You said doing the Edna Krabappel?
Krabappel from The Simpsons.
The Edna Krabappel. Soup for one, salad for one, wine for three.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Nick, you live a really sad life. Like, I don't even know how else to say it.
Oh, no.
I just...
That's a day that ends in Y, by the way.
At some point, maybe just don't admit it.
I appreciate the self-deprecating. I do.
Okay.
It's therapeutic, Elise.
For whom?
I'm sorry, this isn't about you right now. This isn't about you, Elise.
I never said it was about me, but
Max,
for whom?
We appreciate it. Go chime in on Facebook right now, and we'll read your poll question answers coming up at the next hour.
All right.
And as they just mentioned, tomorrow is the day of love. Maybe you have plans with your significant other, or maybe even just some friends. Get a little Galentine's in. I'm going to have some date ideas for you coming up next.
But first, cheers, yeah, if you want to pay attention to life. But first, here's Genevieve Gorder with American Steals and Deals. Never.
Following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
You guys, what are two things you lose the most? It's your keys and it's your phone. And it's so frustrating. I know this because I spend hours every day looking for these items. So listen up. You don't want to miss this buy one, get one exclusive deal on the KeySmart Pro. Now, the KeySmart Pro organizes up to 14 keys in one little device. Literally every guy on the set has one in his pocket right now. And as we were setting up this display, people were actually trying to take them. So my advice is buy this now for everyone you love because they're not going to last. It takes all those keys in the drawer, the bottom of your purse, and puts them right into one little thing, and it connects to a free app. So if you lose your keys, you press the button on the app. You lose your phone, you press the button on the keychain. Even if your phone is on silent, you can find it. It's a win-win. They find each other, guys. You know how many hours this saves us? For me, like probably 6 hours a day. I bet you have someone in your life that needs one of these. My family literally impersonates me by putting on a pair of sunglasses and saying, "Where's my phone? Where's my keys?" And now with this buy one, get one free deal, it's the perfect time to get one for you, someone you love, in all of these great colors. Remember, this is a buy one, get one free. Do not wait. Go to asadeals.com.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social this morning. Onlookers captured video of a meteor.
Woo!
Wow.
That was
as
cool.
It streaked through the skies over England. It could be also seen from France and the Netherlands. That's crazy.
So cool. Well, Team Fluff wins the Puppy Bowl. 2 dogs representing the Humane Society of Greater Dayton were on the winning team. So congrats to Juniper and Nugget, by the way, already adopted.
I was watching clips of this, and the ref looked like, what am I even supposed to do?
You just let them be. Just let it be. Let it go.
It's all about the cuteness. And this Valentine's Day, you can write your ex's name in a litter box and let the adoptable cats go to town.
Okay.
The Animal Friends Humane Society in Hamilton, not far from here, is offering the unique tribute for just $5.
Interesting. Maybe I just haven't had any recent exes. I mean, I guess I've been with my husband for 17 years, and I have no desire to participate.
They've already had like 480 people sign up for this.
Of course they did. All right, well, the Empire State Building turned red overnight, celebrating the new Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The big game came down to the final seconds. The Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles were tied with 11 seconds left when the Chiefs' Harrison Butker made a 27-yard field goal to give Kansas City the Super Bowl win.
We just challenged each other, man, to leave everything out there. And I don't want to say we played tight in the first half, but you didn't see that same joy that we play with. And I wanted guys to just know that everything we worked for is for this moment.
Well, Chris Daniels with our Seattle station joins us from the State Farm Stadium this morning, where he spoke to fans after the game.
Happy Monday. Kansas City won a thriller here at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, and one man told me he won big as well. The duel in the desert paid off for George Sinistage.
Had $1.7 million on Kansas City Chiefs and $1.9 million on the over, so
he's really happy.
The Michigan man says his big gamble on Super Bowl 57 was right on the money.
3-point-something million profits.
So you've had a really good night.
Oh, yes.
Sinistage was likely sweating the outcome as the Chiefs drove into Eagles territory late and came back after an early injury to Kansas City's star quarterback. MVP Patrick Mahomes tweaked his ankle on this field in the second quarter, but said he did not get a painkiller at halftime.
We did some stuff to get it ready to go for that second half.
Mahomes won his second title at the age of 27. Eagles fans left deflated, but encouraged by the play of their star QB, Jalen Hurts.
And if it weren't for that fumble, we would have took it.
Octavia Woods is an Eagles fan from Hurts' home state of Texas.
Jalen, I'm not mad at you, and, we'll do it next time.
It was indeed a Super Bowl to remember for millions of reasons.
Honestly, at halftime, I was feeling a little bit iffy.
And for the millions who watched Kansas City win the big one again. That man was not alone. The American Gaming Association said it expected 50 million Americans to bet some $16 billion on this year's Super Bowl. At State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, I'm Chris Daniels. Back to you.
In just minutes, Matt Digby will have full breakdown of last night's game.
Maybe you're like me and you watched a quarter or two and then said, you know what, I could stay up and get emotionally invested in this game, and then I'll never fall asleep. So I ended up passing out early. Obviously, a really good game, and I'm sad I missed it, but that's what happens when you wake up at, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, as for us today, ever since pretty much we got into the overnight, we've had clouds move in. Because of that, temperatures have stayed up, with the exception of Troy and Middletown, which are significantly cooler. Right now, for the most part, we're right around the freezing mark, actually dead on freezing here in Dayton. But with the winds factored in all across the board, it feels like it's in a 20. If you do have a bus stop this morning, we'll see those clouds increase up until 8, 9 in the morning, decrease from then on, and temperatures, on the other hand, will increase all the way into the mid to upper 40s by the end stages of the morning. Now, as for the morning commute itself, it has been a fairly quiet Monday morning. That's good news, as everybody, again, those that did stay up and watch the Super Bowl begin their morning commutes. So far, no major issues across the board.
Well, you melt my heart like butter in a hot pan.
No,
I didn't write that.
That was great.
It's great. Tomorrow's Valentine's. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, but some have already started getting into the spirit of love. Not me.
I was going to say, we know nothing sweet like that would ever leave your mouth. No. Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live with some date ideas for everyone this morning. Alex.
You know what, Elise, we're just going to take what we can get out of this. But if you're looking for a more active date idea, you can come here at the Riverscape Metro Park for a sweetheart skate. Also, keep in mind the way to someone's heart is through their stomach. So you can visit a local restaurant for a romantic night with your partner. Several restaurants, getting in on the Valentine's Day themed events. Enjoy a 3-course meal at Fleming's Steakhouse in Beaver Creek. You can have a Valentine's dinner for 2 at Smith's Boathouse in Troy or the Caroline. The Florentine Valentine's Day specials in Germantown and Rip Rap Roadhouse in Huber Heights. While most restaurants are closed today, you can either head out tomorrow evening for Valentine's Day, or you can enjoy it throughout the week or even this weekend. If you're interested in maybe something a little bit different, you can head to Dayton Metro Library. They're offering a variety of Valentine's Day fun and engaging programs for all ages. Neon Movies is hosting the You've Got Mail 25th anniversary screening. So you got the movie, you got the cocktail, a dessert, you got pretty much everything you need. Eudora Brewing Company is hosting a couples paint night, which is always a fun way to just bond with your significant other. You'll have some beer and a candy pairing for that. And then also, if you want to do something a little more chill at home, you could send a Valentine to a child at Dayton Children's Hospital. You can share the love with the kids that are there at the hospital by sending a Valentine's Day coloring card. And you can find the full list of Valentine's Day date options underneath the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com. Stay with us because we're going to talk about some more options in terms of restaurants throughout the Miami Valley that are just getting in. And again, just love is in the air. So we're just going to be talking about it all morning and getting cheesy. Elise, live in Dayton, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
6:39 is our time right now. Don't forget, of course, your headlines are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. That's about as nice as I'm going to get.
That was great. Good for you. This is good start. And your weather's on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles play in an instant classic. Just ahead, Matt Digby's got the highlights from Super Bowl 57.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
A look at recent snowfall from these bountiful snowflakes in Tennessee to this wintry sight in North Carolina. A spectacular, brilliant sunrise from Utah. And here's one of a different hue in the Colorado Rockies. The photographer says it was 8 degrees out and points out that waning gibbous moon about to set.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Good morning and welcome to the weather patio, where this morning it is, well, chilly outside, but, you know, for the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Now, we are going to see temperatures well above average yet again. It seems like we've been running well above average pretty much since the year turned to 2023. Now, that being said, today and tomorrow we'll be in the mid-50s. It's probably going to be 15 degrees above average. We'll get well above average, and we can make a run at 7 degrees on Wednesday. It is going to be windy, however, so one of those days where the winds will be howling. Thursday, temperatures will be around 60. That's your best chance of rain overall. Friday's the cold day, and then we should rally for the weekend. You put it all together, it is an above average forecast. But, again, we are going to see at least one day of wet weather, that on Thursday.
Hello, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. The 2-week wait is not always easy between conference championship games and the big game, but that wait ended Sunday, and you could argue that for the most part, Super Bowl 57 was compelling to watch. History before the game, an all-female flyover during the national anthem with Navy aircraft, very cool to see. Eagles opened the scoring, but on the Chiefs' first drive, Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce for 6. Both teams scoring touchdowns on the opening drives. It's 7-7 after 1. First play of the second quarter, Jalen Hurts with time to throw. A.J. Brown gets a step on the defender and makes the reception. Eagles are back in front 14-7. And then Philadelphia gets the ball back. They're near midfield, but a fumble on this play. Nick Bolton picks up the loose ball and runs untouched into the end zone. That would tie the game at 14-all, but the Eagles stay unfazed. Hurts with a run up the middle for his second rushing touchdown of the game. Philadelphia adds a field goal. They lead 24-14 at halftime. However, in the second half, Kansas City comes back to take the lead. Mahomes finding Sky Moore open for a touchdown that puts the Chiefs up by 8. The Eagles respond to tie the game at 35-all, but after a debatable defensive penalty on Philadelphia, Harrison Butker from 27 yards. No late miracle for the Eagles as Kansas City wins 38-35, their second world championship in 4 years. That'll do it for sports. I'm Matt Digby.
Our time right now is 6:46. Furry friends in football, Super Puppies playing for the Lombardi Trophy.
Super Puppy.
Highlights from Puppy Bowl 19 coming up.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. Here's what we're looking at. A couple of showers moving in across the Indiana area. This is going to eventually move over us, but it's going to weaken substantially as it does. Instead, we're going to see generally sunny skies once you get past the mid-morning hours. But now through, I would say, 9, 10 in the morning, going to see a lot of this. I would say partly to mostly cloudy skies, probably a couple periods of a true overcast as well. But again, the clouds will break up. Today, 54 degrees. It becomes sunny. Not a lot of wind, but a little bit of wind. This is going to feel rather comfortable, much like yesterday. Get outside and enjoy it. Now, tomorrow will be actually almost bang on similar. Temperatures 32 degrees. The difference is where we will have a few clouds tomorrow, I think that we will see the clouds increase. So by and large, a much more cloudy day. In amidst the clouds, could get a couple of showers during the afternoon, evening. A lot of the rain, though, will arrive overnight Tuesday night into early Wednesday, but that should wrap up by Wednesday proper. Wednesday itself, mid-60s, upper 60s, and maybe even a run at 70 are possible. For Thursday, I think the big storyline is the rain. That, as we do get a decent weather maker, but within that, there is the potential for actually some thunderstorms across the area. Yes, we are in February, but, you know, thunderstorms are possible this time of year. Much colder weather for Friday before we rebound nicely for the weekend. But before we get to the weekend, it's the commute, right? That's what we're focused on this morning. Right for now, no issues on any of the major highways, and things seem to be moving smoothly in all directions.
All right, taking a look behind me this morning is not Nathan's giant shoulder in my shot, but behind me is the Animal Planet Twitter page. Super Bowl 57, not the only big game yesterday. The Puppy Bowl took place for the 19th time. This is probably my favorite part of the Super Bowl. Team Fluff taking on Team Rough for the Lombardi Trophy. And history was made. Oh my God, how cute are they? The game went into overtime for the first time ever. Team Fluff able to squeak by Team Rough 87-83. The event features 122 puppies from 67 shelters across the country. Representing the Humane Society of Greater Dayton this year, we had puppies Juniper and Nugget. The game's goal is to raise awareness about animal adoption, and I do know that Juniper and Nugget have both already been adopted.
Man, I just love puppies.
They're so cute. I'm not getting one though.
I haven't.
No, I've got 2 toddlers at home. I do not feel like that.
I would say, you already have Scarlet. And,
she kind of exists.
She kind of exists, but like a little bit older, and then they'll be fun with a puppy. But like right now,
yeah, they're just too little. I'm gonna go like 10 years old. I'm not gonna lie.
Because like Hudson's 6, and he will let Cooper in and out.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, and he'll help feed the dog.
I was about to say that was about the age that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I at least had some responsibility for, a week or two, and then my mom basically was just like, "I'll do it," and that's why she got the dog that was for me. True story.
That's funny, actually.
Well, the dog was furry, Nick.
There you go.
Yeah,
our time right now is 6:52. A super celebration. Rihanna's big performance turns into a big announcement at 7 on Fox 45. Her major news at the Super Bowl. From the national anthem to the halftime show and last kick of the game, Super Bowl 57 did not disappoint.
Certainly not. It was a thrilling night of football that ended with the Kansas City Chiefs lifting the Lombardi Trophy.
So to you, Coach Reed, your entire organization, those incredible players behind us, you are Super Bowl champions again. Congratulations.
And at the big game, UC Medical Center staff were honored alongside Bengals and Bills medical staff and Bills safety Damar Hamlin. This comes a month after Hamlin went into cardiac arrest at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati during a Monday Night Football game. He was revived on the field before being rushed to the hospital. He's still recovering.
Well, love is in the air and local businesses want to celebrate Valentine's Day with you.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live in downtown Dayton with some date ideas. Alex.
Yeah, roses are red and violets are blue, and there are just so many fun things for you to do. One way to celebrate Valentine's Day is here at Riverscape Metro Park for a sweetheart skate. You can spend it with your special someone. If you want to participate in something a little more chill, many local restaurants are offering special menus for Valentine's Day. Basil's on Market in Beaver Creek and Troy, Corner Kitchen, Chappie Social House in Washington Township, the Amber Rose in Troy, and Firebird's a wood-fired grill in Miamisburg, just to name a few options. Most restaurants are closed today, but you've got plenty of time throughout the week for a romantic dinner or even this weekend. Some other ideas for you. Dayton Metro Library is offering a variety of Valentine's Day fun and engaging programs for all ages. Neon Movies is hosting the You've Got Mail 25th anniversary screening. Eudora Brewing Company's got couples paint night, so you got your beer and some candy, and then of course if you want to do something a little bit more chill, even compared to those, if you want to stay home, you could still send a Valentine to a child in the Dayton Children's Hospital. Just share the love with kids in the hospital by sending a Valentine's Day coloring card. You can find the full list of these Valentine's date ideas on our website, Dayton247now.com, just underneath the local section. And coming up, we're going to have more ideas for you. We're just going to keep talking about all the things going on throughout the Miami Valley for Valentine's Day. Back to you guys.
We now know this morning the U.S. military just shot down another object from the sky, this time over Lake Huron. Michigan Congressman Jack Bergman confirmed the news over Twitter. U.S. and Canadian authorities yesterday restricted the airspace over the lake as aircraft scrambled to stop and identify the object. Now, this is the fourth object taken down in North America over the last week. Meanwhile, Dayton police could see the approval of new technology they say could help with quicker response times called Fusus. The department says, quote, the Fusus real-time Crime Center technology platform combines the use of public and private video streams with department-generated CAD data on a map-based interface, end quote. Now that, of course, means video from across the city could be analyzed in real time by the department and their software to help officers respond faster to active situations. Officials have met several times with community members to explain the technology.
There were citizens there, raised some really good questions. The hard thing with new technology